WBZ News in the morning. Let's start the day together.
New routes, new detours for people driving into Boston. What the Callahan Tunnel closure means for you. Thousands of pages of never-before-seen police documents about to be released about what happened at Newtown. And Logan Airport marks a milestone and rolls out new international options for travelers.
Live from our studios in Boston, WBZ News at Noon starts right now.
And thank you for joining us here on a Friday at noontime. I'm David Wade. We are thawing out from our Christmas freeze, taking a live look outside of Boston right now. Sunshine, a little bit of cloudiness, and temperatures above freezing today. Meteorologist Barry Burbank here now with the first look at the weekend forecast as well. Hey, Barry.
Hi there, David. Good afternoon, everybody. We're looking at kind of a cloudy afternoon as the cloudiness has really been rolling in here the last hour or two. We do still have a little bit of sunshine through it in places, but the cloudiness seems to be ruling the sky, but not going to produce any precipitation this afternoon, unlike the light snow that we had yesterday afternoon, caused up to 1 to 2 inches across portions of northern Massachusetts. We won't get anything this afternoon, so nothing to worry about. The temperature's up to 34, though, in Boston, and 35 in Providence, so milder air is actually coming up from the southwest. That's where air will be coming from tomorrow, so some of these temperatures in the 40s will be here tomorrow. It's going to feel pretty nice, I think, as we go into the 40s, but that won't last because it looks like we'll have some rain here on Sunday. But at least for this afternoon, middle 30s, sunshine and a lot of cloudiness, more cloudiness than sunshine, and a west-southwest breeze, getting a little brisk at times over 20 miles an hour. For the rest of my weekend forecast, look at the next 7 days. Coming up, David.
All right, Barry, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you. Well, big changes on the roads for thousands of people who live and work in Boston. Tonight at 11 o'clock, the Callahan Tunnel closes, and the light at the end of this tunnel project is months away. Michelle Roberts is here live now with the best alternatives around the mess. Michelle.
Well, David, the Callahan Tunnel is more than 50 years old, and MassDOT admits these repairs are long overdue. They also say it will be very inconvenient for thousands of people trying to get to Logan Airport in the next couple months. 30,000 people use the Callahan Tunnel every day. Starting Friday night at 11, those drivers will have to find another way to get to East Boston.
I think it's going to be a serious issue, especially for as long as they're talking about closing it. That's a long time.
The tunnel will be closed until mid-March. It comes after several safety issues. The most serious happened last year when a 100-pound wall panel fell into traffic. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
We have kicked the can for too long, and this project is something that is desperately needed to make sure that the tunnel is safe and serviceable for the next several decades.
Crews will replace the floor, wall panels, and air vents that have corroded in the last 50 years. Drivers welcome the repairs, just not the gridlock.
The taxi driver the other day, he said it was going to be like crazy and congestion everywhere.
MassDOT is suggesting 3 detour options. Drivers who usually take the Callahan to the airport from the north will be diverted from 93 south at Route 16 east. From there, you'll loop around Bell Circle and Revere and turn onto Route 1A south. Or you can continue through Boston on 93 and exit at Mass Ave, then weave through Southie to get to the Ted Williams Tunnel. And if you're coming from downtown Boston, you can take the Pike West and U-turn at the Alston-Brighton tolls.
Hopefully it's going to take a little while for everybody to adjust, and then we'll get back to normal, or relatively normal.
MassDOT will open some roads that are currently closed and add service to the Silver Line to help alleviate some of this congestion. And the tunnel will open on March 12th, but after that, overnight closures will continue throughout the summer months. David, back to you.
Wow, none of those detours look particularly fun there either, Michelle. All right, thank you so much. In case you missed those maps, MassDOT has posted those maps of the detours around the Callahan closure. We put a link for those maps on our website, cbsboston.com. So getting to the airport will be a hassle for the next couple of months, but Boston Logan is hoping that won't slow down their growth. Massport announcing a record-breaking number of passengers in 2013, and it's hoping to add even more next year by focusing on destinations overseas. Preseason is live for us at the airport with more on this. Bree.
David, good afternoon. Massport says it had 300,000 more travelers this year as a product of improved infrastructure, some marketing, as well as convenience to the city. But the Boston Chamber of Commerce says more can be done to generate economic growth, specifically marketing Logan as a major international airport.
We're we're going to count you as the 29th,600,000 passenger.
An interesting photo op for Massport and a chance to tout Logan's regional appeal, featuring some burly UNH hockey players heading to Florida.
We thought it would be nice to have an out-of-state element to this whole thing.
But it's the international direct flights that the Chamber of Commerce is hoping Logan will go after with intensity. In a growth agenda report they prepared for the new mayor, the chamber recommends that leaders in the business community, local governments, and state government work with Massport to secure those flights by promoting Boston as an international business center. The chamber says opening up direct access to capitals around the world will help grow Boston's core industries: financial services, healthcare, technology, and tourism.
Logan Airport is really an economic generator here for the whole Commonwealth. Over $11 billion are directly generated through Logan Airport.
Director of Aviation Ed Frenny says they're working on that international market, adding new direct flights to Panama City, Beijing, Dubai, and Istanbul.
If we continue to offer more service and new service, that's only good for everyone.
Massport is still hopeful that they can reach 30 million travelers by the end of the year, even using marketing tools like this, the hockey puck they presented to all of UNH's team, reminding them to fly Logan. David, back to you.
And you can still get it through security. All right, free season. Thank you so much. We just got this in that a federal judge in New York has now ruled that the NSA's phone tracking program is in fact legal. The judge noted the September 11th terrorist attacks and how the phone data collection system could have helped investigators to connect the dots before those attacks. The judge says the government learned from its mistake and dismissed a lawsuit brought by the American Civil Liberties Union. Well, a 10-year-old boy remains in critical condition this noontime after he was badly injured in a zip-lining accident. That boy was in his own backyard in Easton when a tree gave way and fell on top of him. Witnesses say the child was motionless on the ground but was breathing when paramedics arrived.
It's a tough day for everybody. So if you could just kind of let him go and pray and
Pray that he'll be okay.
pray he'll be all right.
The boy is being treated at Children's Hospital. Right now, investigators with the Bristol County DA's office are saying they're treating it as nothing more than an accident. Well, the FBI is hoping you could help them to track down a serial bank robber. He doesn't have the toughest name around. He's called the Brim Beanie Bandit. He has hit 4 banks in less than 2 weeks, usually wearing a black or gray beanie cap. He's held up branches in Quincy, Stoughton, Needham, and in Braintree as well. Happening today, Connecticut State Police will release its report on the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting in Newtown. Police say the file includes photos and 911 calls from that day last December when Adam Lanza shot and killed 20 children and 6 teachers at the school. In a separate report last month, prosecutors said that Lanza had significant mental health issues. Utah's Attorney General says he will file an emergency appeal with the Supreme Court as early as today to block same-sex marriages in that state. Utah has already lost one appeal, which means the marriages can continue in the meantime. The appeal would go directly to Justice Sonia Sotomayor, who has jurisdiction over that region. She is allowed to rule herself or bring it to the full court for a decision. Millions of out-of-work Americans will lose their long-term unemployment benefits tomorrow. Congress extended federal aid 11 times, but the extra lifeline was not included in the latest budget deal. A bipartisan group of lawmakers has proposed a short-term extension for just 3 months. That proposal will make it to the floor of the Senate, but not until Congress returns to work, and that doesn't happen until next month. So you think setting up that camera for a holiday family photo is tough? How about this? 2 Russian astronauts are on a spacewalk right now, installing cameras on the International Space Station. These are live pictures as they try to get their work done. What they're doing is they're setting up 2 high-resolution cameras. They'll also check on some equipment used for experiments on the space station's exterior. Today's 7-hour spacewalk is not related, by the way, to the recent work which was done to replace a faulty ammonia coolant pump on the International Space Station. How cool is that? Those live pictures coming to us from NASA TV. Pretty amazing what we can watch live nowadays, huh? Well, concussions on the football field. Players are feeling the effects years down the road, it turns out. Coming up, the new link researchers are making to a debilitating and potentially deadly disease. And sharks in the water? Nothing to fear here. The new way that swimmers are being alerted before it's too late. But first, evidence of a joyride gone wrong. What we're learning about this car that ended up in the water in East Boston.
Here in Boston, it's been a year we won't soon forget.
This has been a dark day in Boston.
Knew that something terrible had happened.
He is facing a charge of first-degree murder. The blizzard of 2013, and we are right in the thick of it.
It's hard to imagine the city of Boston without him.
And no matter what the new year brings, this is the team you can count on. Because the stories that matter are the stories we cover. WBZ News.
Comes over to your house and you're there with another lady.
She just, boom, boom, busting out windows.
Were you arrested?
No, I left the scene.
Next Judge Judy.
Today at 4 on WBZ TV.
Toyotathon is on, and there's never been a better time to get an amazing deal on a huge selection of new Toyotas. Hurry into Toyotathon today. Get 0.9 for 60 on a luxurious Avalon, including hybrids. Toyota, let's go places. Toyotathon is on, and there's never been a better time to get an amazing deal on a huge selection of new Toyotas. Hurry into Toyotathon today. Get a Toyotathon $189 a month lease on an all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
This portion of WBZ News is brought to you by BMW of Peabody.
Boston police are telling us today that a car that landed in the water off of Constitution Beach in East Boston was actually taken for a joyride. Take a look at the video we have. Police say the vehicle was likely stolen. Dive teams were called out just before 10 o'clock last night, made their way about 100 feet into the water to see if anyone was inside, but once they started poking around, they realized that that car was actually empty. Investigators say they have some potential leads after thieves hit dozens of mailboxes in Concord, New Hampshire. Police say 100 mailboxes at least on at least 15 streets were targeted over the past few weeks. Some victims had mail stolen, while others had the entire box taken. It appeared the thieves were after cash and gift cards.
It's hard to tell right now. We're estimating approximately 100 victims as of right now that we know of. It's hard to tell what they would have obtained. Hopefully, as time moves on, victims will be able to identify what may have been taken.
Police are investigating reports that there was a pickup truck in the area at the time. They're trying to track down that truck now. And here's some video of thieves going to the extreme, trying to steal an ATM by using a van, slamming right into a food court in downtown Atlanta. The surveillance video shows how they did this, tearing through the reinforced doors, once inside, ramming it into the ATM, prying it loose, and then they basically carried the ATM to a pickup truck that was waiting outside for the getaway. Well, when we come back, it is a common knee surgery that doctors now say may not be needed. Also ahead, feeling the effects of concussions, the major setback that people could suffer from many years down the road.
And David, we have a little bit milder weather coming in for this weekend, but it's sort of going to be a half and half weekend, part good, part bad. I'll explain my forecast. I'll see you in a few minutes.
We connected a human to the information grid. Internet, Wi-Fi, satellite.
I can create a virtual snapshot in my mind.
What do you see?
Sniper!
Do you have any idea what would happen if this chip ends up in the wrong hands?
Shoot him! Don't be dramatic.
It's Toyotathon at Bach Toyota, our biggest sales event of the year. At Bach Toyota, we have everything you're looking for, all at legendary low Bach Toyota prices. Drive home a brand new Toyota Corolla for only $79 per month. Come on, Dad! That's right, lease a brand new Toyota Corolla, the best-selling compact car in America that gets 38 miles per gallon for just $79 per month.
You get everything you're looking for.
Disney on
Ice presents Passport to Adventure, a ticket to family fun right in your hometown. You're invited to get $15 tickets to the opening night performance. Opens December 19th for the first time ever at Agganis Arena at Boston University.
Surround her with love for New Year's with Center of Your World pendants for $2.99. 1 carat diamond and tanzanite sets $59, 1 carat solitaires $9.90, and 1 carat studs just $3.99. By Factory Direct, the jewelry exchange in Sudbury.
Here it is, Thursday, December 26th. Shopping season is over, so now it's time to get out here and ski.
It's the day after Christmas and winter weather is back.
Hey, look around. We have a white Christmas here, and New Year's Eve is looking better.
Our snowmakers work for you over the holidays, deepening the base steps to make a great product for you.
In fact, we've already made more snow this year than all last year combined.
The mountain's almost 100% open.
And don't forget to join us for New Year's Eve. We have fireworks and skiing till midnight.
For more information or to buy tickets, go to whatchusip.com.
This portion of WBZ News is brought to you by DeFrisco Diamond Jewelers.
The Patriots and the Kraft family are looking to expand Gillette Stadium, but you probably won't even notice the difference. The family wants to add office space along the east side of the stadium. Right now, the team offices are scattered about. This project would consolidate everything into one area, but first the town of Foxborough has to give it the okay. And speaking of Gillette, remember WBZ is your Patriots station, and we got a big game this Sunday as the Patriots look for a first-round bye in the playoffs. They have to beat the Bills to do that. They play at 4:25. The Patriots game day starts at 11:30, and as soon as the game is over, switch on over to my TV 38 for the Patriots' fifth quarter. And a live look at Foxborough right now. How will the weather be holding up this weekend? With more on that and more on the current weather situation as we see some clouds now dotting that blue sky. Barry.
I've got the going way out on a limb. I've got the forecast for the rest of the year.
Really? Oh,
I always like to say that.
That's a pretty good joke.
I always like to do
That's
that.
almost like the
I've
see
done
you
that.
next year joke.
For 36 years here, I've done that. I've gone that line, and it's still pretty good sometimes.
You still got me with it. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Great.
Good Christmas?
Awesome.
Great time.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, we had cold weather, that's for sure. We had a little snow yesterday, a little post-Christmas light snow around here. And not bad right now, David, although it's getting a little cloudier from the morning sunshine we had. The cloudiness has increased a little bit. The temperatures have also gone up a little bit to the low and middle 30s here. So that's a little bit of a nice recovery. And it's going to get even warmer than that for our weekend. Let's take a look at the temperatures as we go farther out and see what it's like. First, you know anybody down in Florida? Right now, they're enjoying that 71 degrees in Orlando right now, but much of the rest of the nation's on the cool side, but not as cold as it has been. But I want to see what's happening up here in Canada. Look at this, 26 below, 38 below in Yellowknife, 37 below Fairbanks, Alaska, Baker Lake at 29 below. This is super frigid air, and some of that's going to be coming on down. Next week is going to turn out to be a very cold week, especially the second half of next week. For tonight, though, after we have a decent afternoon with lots of cloudiness, a little bit of sunshine in mid-30s or so, some passing clouds tonight, the cloudiness will thin out. Watch out when some of the melting from today, some of that snow yesterday, could cause some icy patches in spots, but main roads should be okay. Down in the upper 20s near 30. For tomorrow, times of clouds and sunshine, partly cloudy tomorrow night down to 28 degrees. And looks like highs tomorrow should be in the lower 40s or so. Then on Sunday, rain arriving after lunch. Around 42, southeast breeze picking up a little bit. So here we have the middle 30s this afternoon. Watch the timestamp here. We got a lot of cloudiness to be thinning out, and for tonight. And then tomorrow we get varying amounts of cloudiness going through time to time. It should be going up tomorrow into the from the lower 30s to upper 20s in the morning. As we get to mid-morning to late morning, we're in the lower 40s. So that's pretty nice as we have a west-southwest breeze. The warm air is coming in for tomorrow. It actually turns a little bit sunnier tomorrow afternoon. Then the temperature starts going down a little bit tomorrow night, but not too much and not enough to make it snow here on Sunday. As it clouds over on Sunday, we'll watch the rain come up from the southwest. Starting here near or just after lunch, much of southern New England getting wet and rainy here. and most of the snow falling way up north by late afternoon. So if you're going up skiing this weekend, you won't get the snow in the mountains till the end of the weekend, but there certainly will be making some snow up there this weekend. The storm rolls by later Sunday night and is on out here by Monday morning. On Monday morning, there's an Arctic cold front going through here. That may cause a snow shower up north. But for the Pats game on Sunday, it's soaking wet. Soaking wet, no question about it down there in Foxborough for that late afternoon into the early evening game. Around 42 to 40. The breeze will pick up out of the southeast, and it is just going to be soaking wet. Not a super strong wind, but we got an eye on that Sunday storm. Rain developing during the afternoon, heaviest during the late afternoon and evening. Some snow way up to the north, but it looks like we should get at least a solid inch of rain. Now, across far northern New England, that's where they'll get the snow, but not starting until later Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. It looks like some of the northern mountains, they really need the snow. They haven't had a big snowstorm yet. Looks like 6 to as much as 12 inches of snow in some of those far northern ski areas coming up for late Sunday and into Monday. A few snow showers up there for today for skiers, and a natural snow for Sunday. More than 6 inches. Frigid cold weather coming up for next week. So here's a look at the forecast for the next 7 days, and it looks like this. I think we'll be up around 35 to 37 this afternoon. Lots of clouds, limited sunshine. 44 tomorrow. Breezy and pleasant, times of clouds and sunshine. Rain starts around noon, or certainly the first part of the afternoon on Sunday. Soaking wet late Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. Partial clearing on Monday. Much colder on New Year's, probably down in the teens to lower teens for New Year's Eve as we ring in the new year. Very cold on Wednesday with a few snow flurries. Then super frigid. It may not even get above 10 degrees for a high next Thursday. How's that, David?
Yikes. That's going to be tough. It's always this way, it seems, this time of year, right? Barry, thank you so much. Appreciate it. The weather partially to blame for the big holiday blunder, apparently involving UPS. Amazon now says it's reviewing its relationship with the shipping company after this week's delivery debacle. In the meantime, Amazon's offering $20 gift cards and refunds of the shipping price to customers whose gifts did not make it in time for Christmas. UPS says it's hoping to deliver the rest of the late packages by the end of today. On the Health Watch, linking concussions to Alzheimer's disease. Older people may have a higher risk of getting the disease if they've had a concussion involving memory loss. This is according to researchers at the Mayo Clinic. They found those with memory problems, along with head injuries, had higher levels of plaque in their brain, and that plaque contributes to Alzheimer's. And thinking you've had knee surgery may be as good as getting it for real. Finnish researchers gave some patients knee reconstruction surgery, and for the other patients, they just told them that they had the operation when they hadn't. Researchers found those who didn't really have the surgery had the exact same improvements within the first year. Swimmers in Australia don't have to be afraid anymore, as long as they have their smartphones with them. You see, scientists have put transmitters in more than 320 sharks, including some great whites. Those transmitters now trigger a message that goes out on Twitter. Yes, sharks are tweeting. When the shark gets close to the beach, it tweets you to say, stay away. Not kidding. We got to get those down Cape Cod, don't we? Making plans to ring in the new year. Coming up, why First Night Boston will be bigger and better this year than years before.
Join the mayor and the city of Boston for the biggest New Year's celebration ever.
It's First Night Boston like never before.
Join us for the ultimate New Year's celebration.
With performances by Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Patti Smith, Boston's own Gentleman Hall, and many more. From midnight fireworks to entertainment throughout the city. Go to cbsboston.com/firstnight for more information.
Celebrate our city at First Night Boston.
Coverage starts at 11, only on WBZ.
It's gonna be big.
She just boom, boom, busting out windows.
Were you arrested?
No, I left the scene.
Next Judge Judy.
Today at 4 on WBZ TV.
Welcome to Toyotathon. How can I help?
I'm here to get a Camry.
Oh, Camry's reliable and really fun to drive.
Sounds like I hit the jackpot again.
Again?
Hey, honey. I got you this mochaccino. And on the way, I rescued this puppy.
Get Toyotathon 0 for 60 plus $500 bonus cash on Camry. Or lease a Camry for $159 a month. See more offers at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
When you're injured at a store,
You got no more than an apology from the owner. I'm attorney Jim Sokoloff. If you are seriously hurting someone else's property, call us. And if you have a case, we'll make our 24-hour promise. Within 24 hours, we'll start working to get you money. Call my firm, because we're the legal veterans who for over 30 years have gotten money for injured people. For our 24-hour promise, call Sokoloff Law at 1-800-CALL-JIM.
Now, the man nobody noticed. And Walter, meeting.
Walter, where do you go?
Will become the hero everyone is talking about. The Chicago Sun-Times calls it the feel-good holiday movie for the dreamer in all of us. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, rated PG.
If you need tires, think Town Fair Tire. Thinking name brands? We have them all. Thinking price? We beat the competitors. Free services? We have those too. For the guaranteed lowest price, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Town Fair Tire.
Stop. If you've been hurt in a car accident, don't even talk to the insurance company until you call us first.
Some insurance guy tried to cheat me, and I said stop and called Patriot Law Group.
Be careful.
I was careful. I called Patriot Law Group first.
Let us greenlight your case. Call us right now.
Patriot Law Group got me $29,800.
Call us. It's just that easy.
Patriot Law Group, the car accident authority.
Call 1-800-683-7200.
This portion of WBZ News is brought to you by Elizabeth Grady Spas.
They have now spent days in the dark and in the cold. Coming up at 5, the now increased efforts to get the power back on in northern New England after Maine's ice storm last weekend. And do you save all those old electronics? Who doesn't have a drawer filled with old cell phones? Psychologists say they're seeing more cases of gadget hoarding. It's coming up at 5 when holding onto those devices actually crosses a line. And New Year's just a few days away. The concept of First Night, of course, started in Boston, and this year's celebration will not disappoint. Some favorites are returning: the Grand Procession, the family fireworks on the Common, and the midnight fireworks over the harbor. But brand new this year, free music in Copley Square and a special video display in the Boston Public Library, which culminates with a special countdown to midnight. WBZ will be there in force, leading the countdown, bringing you the excitement. If you can't make it downtown, just join us next Tuesday night, New Year's Eve, at 11 o'clock. As for Barry and I, we're going to be partying in some bar somewhere.
I'll be right here.
Yeah, it's not for me.
No, right. It's going to be a cold night, that's for sure.
Yeah, it seems like first night we don't often catch a break with the temperatures.
Not usually. Once in a while we get a break, but not usually. We have some really cold stuff coming next week, David. But maybe the coldest stuff holds off till after New Year's Eve, which would be nice, but it'll be cold enough on New Year's Eve. Looks like not much wind, though, to go along with that. This weekend, though, watch for the rain coming in Sunday afternoon. Pouring rain.
All right, Barry. Polar plunge is going to be tough this year.
Oh, you bet. Yeah.
All right, Barry, thank you so much. Enjoy your Friday afternoon. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.